I'm Yuri Orlov. In 8 out of every 10 war zones around the world, you'll hear the echo of weapons I supplied. You can call me a monster or just a businessman, riding the tide. I used to believe the farther I stayed from bullets, the safer I'd be. But I was wrong, dead wrong. My whole family came to America from Ukraine when I was a kid. They thought we were climbing out of hell, into paradise. But the truth? We just jumped from one pit into another. We opened a modest restaurant in Brooklyn. The air was thick with grease, complaints, and broken English. Day after day, I wore a gray suit, walked gray streets, lived a life drained of color, purpose, and future. Then one day, I saw it. A shootout that tore through the restaurant. Shell casings hit the floor like falling coins. Not fear, fascination. It hit me like a bullet. Guns aren't just weapons. They're power. They're profit. They're the real language of this world. So I borrowed money, found a connection, and studied firearms like my life depended on it. Because it did. 30 seconds. That's all it took to sell my first piece. And the profit? More than our family restaurant made in a month. But I wasn't interested in pennies. I wanted the whole stack. Retail sales? Too slow. Real money flows where the blood does. In war. So I brought in my brother Vitaly. We shared more than blood. We shared ambition. Not street corner deals. Not back alley thugs. We would sell to regimes, to revolutions, to wars. Our first major break came in 1984, when the US pulled out of Lebanon. They left behind mountains of guns, too expensive to bring back. We flew in, bought 5,000 kilos by weight. Not great margins, but we had a seat at the table now. We'd taken our first bite of the warlord's feast. From that moment on, we sold to presidents and rebels, dictators and freedom fighters. If there was a war worth fighting, chances were they were firing our bullets. Fake passports, duplicate cargo ships, shell companies, we were ghosts in international waters, always 2 moves ahead of the law. All but one man, Jack Valentine, an idealist in a world that punishes ideals, who made it his mission to stop me and came closer than anyone ever did. But my biggest threat didn't wear a badge. It came from the people I armed. One deal in South America went bad fast. They tried to pay me with heroin. When I refused, they pulled their guns. We escaped with our lives, but my brother didn't escape what came next. He tried the product and never came back. Me? I stayed away from drugs, but I wasn't immune to addiction. Her name was Ava. She was the only woman I ever wanted, but could never conquer with a gun.